Good morning and welcome into the Lifeline Morning Show. I'm Steven. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. You know I love getting your day started off on the right foot. And to help with that, I use an inspiring quote. And this one is so good because it's a little sneaky. Yeah. Martha Manning says, "The most ordinary aspects of life offer glimpses of the extraordinary." I love this for so many reasons. Well, mainly because I've experienced it myself. You know, lots of times we seek out new adventures. We seek out these new experiences to enjoy with our family, thinking it's going to bring excitement. And while it does, there's a different kind of excitement and a different kind of value that comes from the everyday, what you do on the daily basis, the mundane, the ordinary. So I want you to take up my challenge, okay? Because I've done this before myself. All right, when you're at the house with your family and y'all are just doing your normal thing, just chilling, I want you to take a little extra time to just look over at your loved one. Watch them for just a minute. Look at them while they're doing whatever they're doing. Maybe it's your kid, okay? So if you're looking at your kid, maybe they are, I don't know, watching TV, or maybe they're looking at their iPad, or they're playing a video game. I want you to look at them and watch their mannerisms. Watch what happens to their face as they're doing that thing that, you know, is kind of ordinary for them. There's something about it. I've noticed this with my daughter, that she moves her mouth in a certain way. You know, it's weird. It's like when she's playing Roblox and she's really focused, she is putting everything into it. And I watch her eyes go back and forth across the screen. And then I notice those beautiful eyes, how deep and brown they are. And then I notice how, yeah, she might be getting a little frustrated with the game and she's giving it her all. You can see it with the way she moves her mouth. There's just something about it that just tickles me, you know? And I get to think, okay, does she get that from me or from her mama? That kind of thing. Or maybe look at your husband or your wife and just watch them for a minute. Admire that person that you love so much. Yeah? But Steven, what happens if they catch me looking at them? Well, that's beautiful, isn't it? That's what you got to do. You got to be ready with a response. They look at you like, what are you doing? Why have you been staring at me? Oh, I was just admiring how beautiful you are. Or I was just admiring how handsome you are. That kind of thing. And it makes it even sweeter. You can't go wrong with admiring that person that you love. So embrace the ordinary. No, we don't need to live in our comfort zone, but once we're comfortable, we need to really appreciate it. And we need to see the value in what God has placed around us, in those special people and those circumstances that you find yourself in. So that's my challenge for you today. Find the extraordinary in the ordinary. It is there waiting for you to discover. And once you do, your heart will be so full from what you find. I'm just saying. I've experienced it myself, so I know that you are going to experience it too. Give yourself an opportunity. It's the battle that never ends. Honey, where would you like to go eat? I don't know. I'm up for anything. No, I want you to make the decision this time. And then, guys, we make the decision and she's like, no, I don't want that. Stick around. I'll tell you how to fix it. Okay, so this couple is absolutely hilarious. Let me tell you a little bit more about Silent and Amanda. That's right. Amanda is the wife. Silent is the husband. See what they did there? Yeah. So this guy, he has figured it out. That age-old question of, what are we going to go get to eat? Because, you know, guys, the lady asks you and you're like, I'm up for anything. And they're like, no, I want you to decide. I want you to make the decision this time. And you're like, well, how about this? And you've really been wanting this for a long time. But she's like, oh, I don't want that. What about something else? And then you make another guess and she's like, I don't want that either. And you finally just say, well, where would you like to go eat? And then they're like, no, I want you to make the decision. It's like, this is so hard. But Silent and Amanda, he has it figured out. His wife, Amanda, is pregnant and getting in the car, and they're about to go out for a night on the town. He has no idea what they're going to do. So he plays a little game with Amanda. And this is how it works. Guys, this is absolute genius. You should totally steal this. Okay, you ready? Here we go.
Okay.
Guess where I'm taking you out to dinner?
No.
What?
You're gonna take me to the great place I love so much?
Babe.
Really?
How did you know?
Really?
Seriously?
Huh, babe?
Babe! Did you go through my phone or something?
No, baby. I've been wanting this Greek food for so long. Like, I love that place. I've been craving it.
That's why I'm gonna take you, babe. That's
Oh my
where
God.
exactly where I'm taking you and Bunsicles, mama.
Thank you.
Let's go. But wait.
What?
Am I getting you for dessert? Guess.
No.
Guess.
Baklava.
Amanda! I can't believe it,
So
babe.
delicious.
Babe, we're like syllables. We go together and we don't even make sense sometimes. Like, it's crazy. You're on one right now. Wait.
What?
You're not gonna guess this one.
Try me.
Try you.
Yes.
Okay. Pregnancy
roll.
intuition?
Yes, I'm on a roll.
Okay. What are we gonna do after dinner?
No.
What?
Babe,
What?
you're going all out.
I'm going all out, babe. All
You're
out.
gonna take me to see my Big Fat Greek Wedding 3?
Babe!
Babe!
Are you
Oh my
serious?
God.
I wasn't thinking about.
Babe!
What?
You... Oh my God, I love you. You're the best.
I love
Let's
you
go.
too.
Let's go.
I'm so excited. I'm sweating.
I couldn't have planned a better date, babe. You did so good. Greek food, Greek dessert, Greek movie.
I'm
look,
saying.
I'm matching. It's like, I am ready to go to Greece.
Opa!
That's absolute genius. I love it. And believe it or not, it's actually on our date list coming up on Friday night. I'm taking Cassie to my Big Fat Greek Wedding 3. I saw this online and I'm like, this is so true. What's up with this? August went by pretty quick, but September is doing 70 miles an hour in a 25 mile an hour zone. This month is almost gone already. It's the 25th of September. Crazy, right? Hey, I hope it's been a fun one for you. So what's a way to be a highlight in somebody's day? Yeah, what's a way to really impact their life in a very positive way today? I want you to stick around because I got some tips and tricks for you. And some of these are just so good. So stick around. We'll get into it next. You're right here on the Lifeline Morning Show. Little ways to be the highlight of somebody's day to help them just be better, especially on a Monday. I mean, come on, the hardest day of the week for so many reasons. How can you do it? Well, let me tell you, I've got a list here, and a lot of them are so simple and they're kind of common sense, but we need reminded from time to time. All right, you ready for this? All right, number one, give a genuine compliment. If somebody has a beautiful smile, tell them that they have a dazzling smile and watch that smile get even bigger. There's one person that comes to mind on this one for me. Now, Stephen Swords, he is the pastor of Victory Baptist Church here in Gunnersville. Every time that man comes into the studio, I always compliment him on how good he smells. That cologne is amazing, and it always lights him up whenever I say anything about it. Number two, buy someone coffee. Free Go Juice? Are you kidding me? Who wouldn't enjoy that? Maybe even find out if they like cream and sugar in there and get it just right. Yeah? Number three, send a text. That's digital warmth. Thinking of you, that kind of text. 160 characters or less can bring a mile-wide smile to somebody in your life. Number four, share a meme. You know, laughter is like a medicine, right? So if you can get somebody laughing, well, it's a good day. And those memes out there, they are hilarious. So maybe you've got a similar sense of humor to somebody in your life and you're laughing at something. You're like, hey, I think so-and-so like that. So you send it to them. Watch what kind of response you get. Yeah, it's going to put a smile on your face too. Number five, this one is so small, but it makes a huge impact. Hold the door. You can do this for a complete stranger. I can't tell you how many times I've been walking into a business behind somebody. I don't know them. They don't know me. And they walk in and they let the door shut behind them. When I'm right behind them, I'm like, but I try my best to hold that door for the person behind me because it shows them, hey, I see you. I respect you. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I want to help you out with this. You know, it's something small, but it makes a huge impact. All right, here is another that I think you're really going to love. Hug someone. A squeeze is love. Sometimes words can't say what a hug can. You know what I mean? Yeah, maybe you're not quite to that point yet with that friend or that coworker at work. Well, try it out a little bit. Maybe start with the half hug. You know, the church side-by-side hug. And then before you know it, it'll turn into that full-fledged bear hug. Number 7, make a playlist. You know that other people have similar music taste as you. Well, when you make yourself a playlist, maybe share it with them and see if they don't enjoy it too. That's a really cool way of showing somebody that you care. I mean, you remember making mixtapes when you were a kid? A lot of fun, right? And this last one, oh, it's so good. It hits on all levels and everybody loves this. You ready? Share a snack, because food is love. A little treat can be a big pick-me-up. So there you go. Just a few ways of being the highlight in somebody's day today. So try it out and see if it doesn't work for you. I bet your world's about to get a lot happier. Thanks for hanging out with me. You're on the Lifeline Morning Show. Your word of life today comes to you from Psalm 34, verses 4 and 5. In the New Living Translation of the Bible, I prayed to the Lord, and he answered me. He freed me from all my fears. Those who look to him for help will be radiant with joy. No shadow of shame will darken their faces. Wow. That's worth sharing with somebody today. So why don't you do that? We've got that word of life ready for you in photo and video form across Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok. And it's always at the top of our website, 885jfm.com. Of course, that's a place to go to learn about some amazing concerts like the Elevation Nights concert or the Big Feelings tour. You can click those banners for more info. Plus, just above those banners is the On Now button. Click that, and you can listen to us from wherever you happen to be. And we would love to keep you company all day long, like we're doing right now for Joel Modis, hanging out with us in Palm Coast, Florida. Hope you're having a great morning so far, Joel. Thanks for hanging out. And then we've got listeners in Helsinki, Finland as well. Thank you for making us part of your day. And whether you're listening to us on the stream or the radio, just want to make sure you understand we're thankful for you. You're part of our story of 28 years of reaching this world. How about some positive affirmations? Take a listen.
I am creative. I can do hard things. I love trying new things. I always do my best. I have faith in myself. I am worth it. I am accepted. I can make a difference.
Yeah, we all need to remind ourselves of those truths today. Now say it with me in 3, 2, 1. Give me the horn! All right, let's crank that engine. Now, you know what I got to do next, right? I got to start the music so I can say, hey, everybody, it's time to play the Carline competition. Your chance to win some gift cards this morning. I sure hope you're ready to play because I've got these trivia questions, and if you answer it correctly and first, guess what? You win not 1, not 2, but 3 gift cards. We got 1 to Wendy's, 1 to Albertville Home Bakery, and 1 to the Caring Heart Thrift Store in Arab. That's right. You keep 1 and give 2 away, and tell me who are the 2 special people you're giving your extra gift card to. So let's get it going, shall we? Here is your first question of today's Carline competition. Which of these bones is on a human arm? Is it A, patella, B, tarsus, C, humerus, or D, vomer? 256-505-0885 is the number to call. And I've already got a caller. Are you kidding me? Wow, all right. Hang on the phone line with me while I start this next song, and I'll get your answers. Kate Thompson with Good God. All right, we're going to pause that right there because I got to get back on this Carline competition. I just got an answer to the question, but was it the right answer? Here, take a listen. Good morning, Bud Williams. What's up, man?
What was the question again?
All right, the question is, which of these bones is on a human arm? Is it the patella, the tarsus, the humerus, or the vomer?
Boomer?
The vomer? Man, I'm sorry. That's not the right one. One more try. Is it patella, tarsus, or humerus?
Oh, is it A?
Nope, it's not patella. Man, thanks for calling. You just cleared a couple of these.
I ain't no good in science, man.
It's all good. We'll get to the right answer here in a few, but you just cleared a couple off the board. So you got a 50-50 shot now of winning this question if you want to call in just like Bud Williams did. Here's the question one more time. Which of these bones is on a human arm? Is it the tarsus or the humerus? 256-505-0885 is the number to call. Again, it's on a human arm. Is it the tarsus or the humerus? There's my caller. Hey, stay on the phone line with me while I start this next song, and I'll get your answer. Well, here is the continuation of the song we were listening to before. It's Kate Thompson and Good God. Good morning.
Yes, sir.
How's it going?
Good.
Good. What's your name?
Tanya.
All right, Tanya, what you up to today?
Taking my daughter to school.
Very cool. What school?
Fort Payne High School.
Fort Payne. Wow. So you're listening to us way up there in Fort Payne. Thank you for making us part of your day.
Yes, sir. No problem.
All right. So, did you have a good weekend?
I did.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. Well, let's see if we can help you have a really good Monday with a few gift cards here. I wonder if you know the answer to my question. Which of these bones is on a human arm? Is it the tarsus or the humerus?
The humorous.
The humerus is correct. Congratulations. Oh, that little fact stuck with you all these years. You know how I remember the humerus? Is because your elbow is called your funny bone, but that's not very humorous. That's how I remember it. Very neat.
Good.
All right, well, you know how this works. You win 3 gift cards, you keep 1, and give 2 away to 2 very special people. And I'd love to hear about those 2 people right now.
Okay. One will be my sister, Shalisa.
All right, what do you love about Shalisa?
She's a great sister, but has a sister that's always there for you when you need her.
Awesome. And who's that second person?
The second is going to be my hubby.
Your hubby? Why do you like that guy?
He's my best friend.
Oh, so sweet. How long have y'all been together?
Oh my goodness. 17 years.
Oh, wow. Very cool. So a very happy marriage, getting to live life with your best friend every day. Now, be honest with me. Does he ever get on your nerves?
Of course, what best friend doesn't get on your nerves sometimes?
Exactly. But you keep...
Honest.
All right. Well, thank you so much for calling me. And I love that you were sharing some love here on the radio. That always makes my day. Could I grab your address real quick so I can get these gift cards sent your way?
Yes.
Tanya, could I ask you one more question?
If you can.
Why do you listen to this radio station?
Because it's my kind of music.
Oh, I love it. Thank you so much for listening. I'm so glad you won this morning. Have a great day, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you, too. You also.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Great Monday morning.
Great Monday morning. So much fun. Tanya, thanks again. And you reminded me of something I saw online not too long ago. And this is what it says. Marriage is loving someone so much that you forgive them for occasionally being the most annoying person in the world. You find a way to work through it. And of course, we can be pretty annoying too, can't we? Mm-hmm. But we put up with each other, and that's what counts. All right. Hey, I've got another question here. I wonder if you have what it takes to win some gift cards like she just won. Well, let's find out. Here's the next question. Dinosaur comes from the Greek meaning terrible what? Terrible lizard, terrible boar, terrible monster, or terrible beast? 256-505-0885 is the number to call. Again, dinosaur comes from the Greek meaning terrible what? Is it A, lizard, B, boar, C, monster, or D, beast? 256-505-0885 is the number to call. 88.5 JFM, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name?
Jack Beasley.
Oh, very cool. Did you have a great weekend?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. What was your most favorite thing about the weekend?
Going to Six Flags.
You went to Six Flags?
Yes, sir.
Did you ride any big rides?
The Goliath and the Georgia Scorcher.
Oh my goodness. They were fun, weren't they?
Yes, sir.
Just a little bit scary?
Only the Georgia Scorcher.
Yep, that's the way it's supposed to be. Scary, but fun. After you do it once, you're like, I want to do that again. Oh, I'm so glad you had a good time. Well, let's see if we can have a really fun Monday, too. I got a question for you. Now, do you like dinosaurs?
Yes, sir.
Which one's your favorite?
Ankylosaurus.
The what?
Ankylosaurus.
Oh, I'm going to have to look that one up. Goodness, Ankylosaurus. All right, I'm going to Google that one when I get off the phone with you so I can tell everybody about it. All right, I've got a question. The word dinosaur comes from the Greek meaning terrible what? Is it lizard, boar, monster, or beast?
Lizard.
Lizard is correct! Congratulations! Woohoo! You just won 3 gift cards. What do you think about that?
It's awesome.
I think it's awesome too. Here's the part that I really love. I get to ask you about the 2 very special people you're going to share a gift card with. So who are those 2 people?
My mom and my teacher,
Very cool. What's that teacher's name?
Miss Parker.
Miss Parker. Why do you love Miss Parker so much?
She's such a good teacher.
Oh, I love it. Now you get to tell me a little something about that mom of yours. Why do you love your mom so much?
So she is really kind.
Oh, really kind. I love it. All right. Well, all I need now is your address, and I can get these gift cards sent your way. Sound good?
Yes, sir.
All right. Can I talk to Mom?
Yes, hey, Mom's here.
Hey, Mom. What'd you think about that?
That was so sweet. He's a precious boy.
Oh, I love it. Those magical moments, I love to capture them and share them on radio because, hey, there's something special there. When your kid shouts you out on the radio, lots of times it can bring a tear to your eye. So, thanks for the call. And let me go ahead and grab that address real quick, and I'll get these gift cards sent y'all's way.
Thank you.
Rebecca, why do you listen to this radio station?
I feel such peace and joy starting my day listening to the messages that God gives us in His Word.
That is awesome. Starting it off right. Thank you so much for hanging out and for letting Jack call in, and y'all have a wonderful day, okay?
Thank you, you too.
All right, bye. How much fun was that? I look forward to this like every day. And we play it like every day at 7 o'clock. But this is bringing us to the end of today's car line competition, but I do have to take care of some unfinished business. You heard me say that I was going to Google Ankylosaurus and find out a little more so I could tell you a little more about it. So this is what it says on Google. Basically, the Ankylosaurus was the wandering fortress. Imagine an armadillo, armored on top with spikes coming out the sides. Yeah, in a huge dinosaur form. That's the Ankylosaurus. So yeah, I could see why he liked it so much. It's a pretty cool looking dinosaur. My favorite would probably be the T-Rex, just because, but he does have funny little arms. I don't quite know what he did with those arms. And I imagine he was really, really in a bad mood when he had to, reaching for the toilet paper. It doesn't work. Anyway, I'm not going to go farther than that. I'm just saying. Little bitty arms. Anyway, hey, thanks for hanging out with me. I've got 2.5 hours of show left. You know what? I got some really good stuff lined up I think you are going to love. So stick around. We'll get into all that. But right now, it's time to do your drive time devotion. So let's go ahead and hit that.
This is Pastor Gary Kraft with your Drive Time Devotion, Progress Reports. Kids and parents may dread it or delight in this process. Their attitude depends on one thing: is progress being made? Because healthy things always grow, and growth always means progress. But growth isn't just kid stuff. Even as adults, studies show that those who pursue growth in various areas of their lives are healthier, happier, and less prone to the chronic problems of our society. My mother pursued a degree in her 50s. Now she's 87, still sharp and productive. A commitment to growth is essential. Jesus was apparently concerned about this. He told a parable about an unfruitful fig tree that the farmer wanted to cut down. His worker begged to fertilize, prune, and give it another year to make progress, and he consented. Jesus told his disciples that if we will abide in him and let his words abide in us, we will produce much fruit. A healthy relationship with Christ is the foundation for growth in every area of our lives. We can promote that kind of progress by increasing our consumption and understanding of his word, the Bible, by communicating with him each day and obeying his word in spirit. Soon we'll develop and display the character of Jesus more consistently. We'll affect others more positively and start enjoying the journey. That's something we can all delight in. That's the progress he's looking for. Let's pray. Father, we want to make progress in being and doing like you. We want to experience the abundant life that comes from abiding in Christ. Help us connect to the source each day so we can grow. In Christ's name, amen.
Ladies, this one stings a little bit, but I'm going to take one for the team and just go ahead and explain it to you. All right? Ladies, if your husband says, huh, after you ask him a question, but then responds before you repeat it, keep him. He's not dumb. He just lags like a bad Wi-Fi connection. That's all it is. Sometimes our kids get a bad rap for asking all kinds of questions. They want to know this, that, and the other. And it's like once they get started, they don't want to stop. So we're playing a game of 21 questions with our kids most of the time. But you know what? Us parents, we ask a lot of questions too. And sometimes we don't get really good answers. Maybe a one-word answer. So I don't know, how could you dig in and get a little longer than a one-word answer from your kid and have it be meaningful and something that they look forward to every single day? Well, stick around and I'll tell you how to do it. You're going to love this. All right? It's after Ryan Stevenson and Abel. How was school? That's the one question most of us parents ask, and we want an in-depth answer, but that simply doesn't happen, right? How was school? Well, usually it's a one-word answer. Good or bad or depending on how old your kid is, right? So I've come up with different ways of asking my daughter to kind of tell me about her day. Now, you might have used this before as well. I've talked about it on the radio. Hey, what was your favorite part of the day? That's what I'll ask, and usually that elicits a little better of a response than just one word. She might tell me, that it was robotics, it was STEM class, it was playing with her friend at recess. I don't know. Whatever it is, I'm always happy to hear it because I want to know how my daughter did throughout the day. What was her most favorite part? And then I'll ask her, well, how did you help somebody today? And that took her off guard. I asked her that one last week. She's like, hold on, I didn't really... Oh, yeah, I did. And she told me how she helped somebody. Then I said, how did somebody help you today? And she's like, well, I didn't have anything I needed help with. I said, well, you know what? It's okay to receive help from time to time. Because sometimes, we try to do it on our own. And I want to set her up to let her know, yes, you can be independent, of course. But it's about relationships and connection as well. So I don't know what you're trying with your kids, but those one-word answers just don't fly. So I'm always trying to find ways to get more out of my daughter, Grace. I came across this guy over on TikTok, and he's got a pretty cool strategy that he uses. I think you're going to absolutely love it as well. His name is Ryan Tillman, and he goes under the channel name Breaking Barriers United, and it's for good reason. Here, take a listen to this and see what you think about it.
So at the end of the night, what happens is we all get ready for bed. And right before they close their eyes, my kids always ask us one question: Dad, what's my proud moment? There are so many times throughout the day that we find ourselves yelling at our kids. Stop doing this, put that down. Why'd you do that? And even though all of us know what we're trying to get them to accomplish, in their eyes, they just see it as we're always nagging, you're always negative, you're always on me. So my wife said, what we should do is maybe we should tell them something we're proud at right before they go to bed. Little did I realize how much of an impact it actually made. You see, I have a 10-year-old, and even he's at that cool stage now where everything is cool. Like, hey, bro, I can't be seen with you. He's starting to get to that age. But even he at night will still ask, hey, Dad, what's my proud moment? And it could be something as small as your daughter doing a handstand. You know what, I'm so proud of you today. I saw how much strength it took to get on a handstand. And sometimes I'll tell my oldest son, hey, I'm proud of you because today, you know what, me and Mom, we were busy and you were helping your little sister out. One day I had the idea, I said, you know what, let's ask them what they're proud of us about. The things that you don't realize they pay attention to, they pay attention to. My oldest son tells me, he says, Dad, I'm proud of you because you stuck to your diet today. What my son recognizes at the time when he told me that, I had just gone to the doctors and I had found out that I might have had an autoimmune disease. It really freaked me out. I'm only 36 years old and I have 3 children and a wife, and I didn't want to see myself go down the same path as my dad. So I'm eating my kale and all this other stuff, and it gets discouraging because it's like, man, I want to eat that stuff. And so next thing I know, I get ready to go to bed one night and my son says, Dad, I'm proud of you that you've been sticking to your diet. You know how much that energized me? But what it also did is it also revealed to me that, man, our kids are actually paying attention.
Yeah, our kids are paying attention to everything, aren't they? But to actually get them to ask you and to get a little more information and to tell you their proud moment and what you're proud of about them is magical. So every now and then I hit you with a one-liner, and I'm getting ready to do that coming up. And I think you're really going to love it. In fact, I'm not even going to play that song. I'm just going to go ahead and get into it. So here we go. The one-liner, but it's not going to be a one-liner. I'll give you a little heads up on that. There's a little more to the story. Take a listen and see what you think.
People's opinion of you is none of your business, nor should you make it yours. You get in a lot of trouble worrying about what somebody think about you, when really, what difference do it make? The majority of people who have a negative viewpoint of you really don't even know you.
Yeah, what do you think about that? It's true, right? And I could have just hit that and got back to the music and said, hey, I think that was impactful. But I think there's a little more that needs to be said. I came across this guy a while back. His name is Brian Trent. He's from Hampton, South Carolina, and he's got a way of thinking that really makes me look at things in a different perspective. So I wonder if maybe this will make sense to you when it comes to what other people think about you. I hope you're inspired by this.
Don't make a judgment call on a work that's still in progress. Stick with me because this might be worth your next minute. It's not uncommon for me to walk by our daughter's room and see her working on a new painting. And I'm always like, what's this one going to be? And she usually just says, you'll see when it gets finished, and laughs. When I walk in, it's only halfway finished and it doesn't make sense to me. So for me, it's easy to question her work and have doubts of whether it's going to turn out good or not. But she's not concerned or worried because she sees the finished product in her mind. And considering that she's the creator of the art, what I think really doesn't matter. Ephesians 2:10 says that you are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works. In other words, you are God's piece of art, and He's not finished yet. It's easy to get down on ourselves, wondering how God's going to take this scuffed up piece of canvas that we call a life and turn it into something amazing. But He will, and He is right now. And it's easy for people to make a judgment call even though what they're looking at is not finished. That'd be like picking up a book, reading chapter 8, and making a judgment call on an entire book that I've only read one chapter from. I have no idea what chapters 1 through 7 are about, and I have no idea how it's going to end. But somehow I feel qualified to make this judgment call. But somehow we let the judgment of someone other than God get us all bent out of shape. But here's the thing. I'm not the artist. Other people making judgments on me, yeah, they're not the artist either. And just like my daughter's not concerned about my opinion because she knows it's not done yet, God ain't worried because He knows He ain't done yet. God ain't worried because He's the artist and He holds the brush and He has the end in mind. And with each stroke of His brush, God is creating one of the greatest works the world has ever seen. And He calls it your life.
Makes a lot more sense now, doesn't it? Yeah. Here's Patrick Mayberry with Lead On, Good Shepherd. One of the coolest things about this job is I get to hang out with you every morning, and I absolutely love when I get to hear from you, because you hear from me plenty, but to get a phone call, I love it. So here, I want to share something that just happened over the phone. I got Chris on the phone, and he wants to do a shout out. So go for it, man. The floor is yours.
All right. So, Liberty Church in Arab at 120 Kenyon Road, starting this Thursday night for 6 weeks, we will have a small group dedicated to the special challenges of being a single adult in a Christian world. If you're single out there, then you know it has a lot of special challenges. I would just like to invite everybody to come out to Liberty Church on Thursday night at 6:30. and join us and maybe learn how to handle some of these challenges and meet some other singles in the area.
Man, that's awesome. I'm glad that you reached out. I know y'all are up to something special out at Liberty Church, and thanks for doing that, man. I think a lot of people are going to be touched.
Hey, I appreciate the time.
Yes, sir. Have a great day.
See ya.
All right, bye. That sun is warming things up out there. It's 65 in Boaz, 66 in Huntsville, 68 right now in Arab, and the warm spot right here in Gunnersville where we are kissing that 70-degree mark. It's feeling fabulous out there. Hope you're having a great morning so far. Well, your forecast is brought to you by some pretty amazing people. Yeah, Nick Couch, the whole crew at Classic by the Lake Express Car Wash. They don't just wash the outside, they can even clean the inside. They're a locally owned, locally operated, full-service family car wash and the home of the unlimited monthly wash plan. They're at the top of the mountain in Gunnersville, next door to Gunnersville Chevrolet. That's Classic by the Lake Express Car Wash. Now your word of life. Today from Psalm 34, verses 4 and 5, in the New Living Translation of the Bible. I prayed to the Lord, and He answered me. He freed me from all my fears. Those who look to Him for help will be radiant with joy. No shadow of shame will darken their faces. Radiant with joy. I love that phrase. Hey, you know what? He does. He frees us from all of our fears. This particular word of life, I used a video of a kid on a rope swing in the sunshine, just carefree, having a good time. And that's what I think of when I read the scripture, that He makes us free and we are radiant with joy. Let that speak to your heart today. When's the last time you really felt that? Well, take this verse to heart, and why don't you share it with somebody too? Help them feel that way. We've got it ready for you across all of our socials, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and TikTok, and it's always at the top of our website, 885jfm.com. Do you like a good distraction from time to time? We could all use it, right? Well, I recently got turned on to this new game on my phone. It's an app called Bible Word Puzzle, and it's pretty good, actually. I like these word apps that give you all these different letters, and they have you make words out of them. 3, 4, 5, 6 letter long words. You have to, mix them all up and make a match and make a word. I love stuff like that. I got to be careful with it because if I get too involved, I kind of hyperfixate on it, and I'm thinking about it all the time, making different letters into different words. But anyway, it helped me pass the time a little while ago, and so I've been playing it. And one of the questions on here it asked me something about Joseph. But it wasn't very specific as to which Joseph it was talking about. Are we talking about Mary and Joseph? Or are we talking about Joseph in the amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat? So, sometimes these Bible stories can kind of run together and you get a little confused here and there. But there is something very special that is said in the Bible about a coat. And I'm not talking about the coat of many colors this time and Joseph and all that. No, this is something different entirely. But I love the way that it's explained in this little clip. I want to share it with you and see if this doesn't change your world and the way you think about this truth.
Isaiah says that worship works like a coat. And when you put on a coat, it's cold outside, it's raining, it's snowing. Does the coat change the weather of the day? Doesn't change anything about the weather, does it? What does it change? It changes you in the weather. Worship is the way you clothe yourself for a discouraging world. Worship is the way that you change your focus and you push aside the things that are worrying you and discouraging you, and you lift up who Jesus is. You put him back on the throne of your life and you say, you are king, I am following you, and I believe that you are sovereignly in control of all of this. And I don't know how it's going to work out, but as you elevate Jesus, as you worship him, it is like putting on a jacket. And the very same conditions and circumstances in your life that were crushing you yesterday become something you can thrive in today.
Wow, how cool is that? Yeah, some inspiration for you. Hey, that app, by the way, it's called Bible Word Puzzle, and it doesn't just have you make the words, it actually asks you questions, makes you dig a little deeper in your Bible too. It's pretty cool. So how was your weekend? I haven't really told you a whole lot about mine. I've been so busy doing other stuff, but let me get into it just a little bit, shall I? All right, so Saturday was fun. I mean, the Bama game. Yeah, it wasn't as big of a victory as I would have hoped for, but we still pulled out the win. That was good. Sorry to all the Auburn fans for the loss. That was tough. But we had a volleyball game, and it was really cool because it was at my old alma mater over in Coleman County at West Point High School in the gym, and going back there brought back so many memories for me. And my daughter's team, well, they won the game, so I'm really happy about that. And after that, of course, we had to do a little driving around the campus and kind of show my daughter where I went to school and a few things here and there. And the playground that we played on when I was a kid, it had a huge hill, by the way. We'd roll down that thing like every day. It was a blast, especially in springtime. Right along the fence line where all those honeysuckles, we go gather them up, eat them, and it's good stuff. But, I mean, that was Saturday. Had a little bit of a game, right? Went out to eat Saturday night. And then Sunday, of course, we had church. We had praise and worship practice after church. And then we had a birthday party to go to. And last night, while we were at that birthday party, I was watching these kids have an absolute blast. It was over at Peak Performance, you know, where they do tumble up in Arab. And they were jumping on the trampoline, playing football, and just fun to watch these kids play, you know? And that's one thing you don't have to worry about for the little ones, is getting them to move, because they want to move all the time. Well, just found out that my niece, Stella, she was moving, and, well, she ain't moving so fast anymore. She broke both of the bones in her forearm on her right arm. It's awful. Terrible. It broke clean through the radius and the ulna, but at least she has a pretty pink cast, and it's all the way up past the elbow too. So that's a big canvas for all of her classmates to put some amazing artwork on. And so these bones heal up. I hated to hear that she broke her arm, but my goodness, this is one of the things that comes with moving so much sometimes. The scrapes and bumps and broken bones. Oh, it's tough. I know, but she'll have a speedy recovery. I'm confident in that. But hey, I wonder if maybe as you're older in age, maybe if you need a little motivation to get moving. Well, I came across a story of one guy who was told by his doctor, hey, you need to go outside. You need to get active. So he decided to pick up a new hobby. It's metal detecting. And guess what? He was just going about his normal day with his new metal detector, and he was outside getting some exercise, and he was just about to go back home when all of a sudden he hears it. And he's like, okay, this is probably just a piece of trash, but I'm going to dig it and I'm going to see what it could be. And he's pretty happy that he did. I'll tell you the whole story, and it's going to make your jaw hit the floor. Or stick around. Okay, so Erland was told by his doctor, you need to get outside. You need to get some exercise. This guy is like 51 years old, and he was trying to find some motivation to get out there. I mean, sure, you can go walk, but just aimlessly walking? I guess he wasn't really up for that. So he had to be doing something. I know a lot of people like that. It's like, hey, I've got to be up to something. Well, he decided to pick up a brand new hobby. He'd been interested in it for a while, but he finally bit the bullet and bought himself a metal detector. And that's what got him outside. He's like, well, if I'm out there walking, I might as well see what I can find. And sure, he's found some stuff along the way. But this particular day, this was a special day. And he didn't know it yet because he was about done with his walk, about to head back toward the house. But right before he decided to go back, his metal detector made this sound. And he's like, I wonder what that could be. Curiosity got the better of him, and he stuck around and he started digging. Now, he thought this was going to be some kind of piece of trash, right? He's found plenty of that with his metal detector, but this time it turned out that it was something that would gain a lot of attention. He found an assortment of ancient jewelry from around 500 AD during what's known as the migration period, because you see, he lives in Norway. So, the stash included gold rings, ornate pendants, and beads. How cool is that? And these things are like, there's a lot of them, and they're very valuable. In fact, one of the local museum directors said this is the find of the century in Norway. Discovering such a significant amount of gold at once is extremely rare. So, yeah, pretty cool stuff. And he just wanted to find motivation to go for a walk. And he ended up finding this hoard of jewelry. How neat is that? You just never know. Crazy things happen, don't they? So maybe it's time for you to pick up a new hobby. Oh, by the way, I did look up to see if underwater basket weaving was real. And believe it or not, there are pictures of people actually weaving baskets underwater. So there you go. But hopefully it's not underwater basket weaving you'll get involved with. But whatever it is, I'm sure it's going to bring you a lot of fulfillment, a lot of joy, and it's going to get you moving. And who knows, you might make a new friend along the journey. So go try it out, okay? Here's Pat Barrett with The Way, right here on the Lifeline Morning Show. Never before has mankind been in such a comfortable position as right now, in the year 2023, as technology has stepped up and we've been able to, do some new things and let robots take over and let AI do its thing. I know, it's weird. It's like, I don't trust AI. I don't know what's up with that. I understand. We'll get into that a little later here on the show. But I do want to talk about one thing in particular. It's that, you know what? We don't have to necessarily be smart because we've got like all the info at our fingertips. And it's crazy to think about this. Remember when I was a kid, we got our first computer probably when I was in middle and high school, right? It was an old compact computer too. And we're talking about dial-up, the weird sound that it made when you used the phone line and nobody could talk on the phone when you were online. That was not too long ago, but man, we've come a long way. Now that huge desktop computer fits in your pocket. I don't know if you have an Android or an iPhone, but anyway, the problem is all the info is right there at our fingertips. But isn't that also the good thing? Well, see, it's a catch-22 because, sure, it's great to have all the info at your fingertips. But here's the deal. It's what kind of info is out there. That's the question. And let me tell you that there is all kinds of info out there. Yeah, so it depends on what you're looking for. Long gone are the days of things being black and white and truth being put right there on the page, even on the digital page, because you can find information to back up any claim that you're thinking of. Honestly, you just try Googling something with a little slight toward it. Not that you're looking for an absolute answer, but you're asking like, hey, Google, does drinking coffee make your vision worse? And guess what? You're going to find something on there. Or the opposite. Hey, Google, does drinking coffee make your vision better? It's crazy, isn't it? Because you can find just about anything. There's news, there's fake news, there's information, there's disinformation. You got to be really careful what you're looking at and what you're believing, right? And that's one of those things we have to navigate. And now we've got to teach our kids how to do that too. So stick around. We'll do a little bit more of it and dig into it just a little bit deeper. I think you're going to like this. I'm taking a trip down memory lane looking at this Google search right now because I looked up all these different search engines and I saw some from a while ago. I'm like, they're still around? Alta Vista? Really? They're still a thing? There's ask.com. Let's see, a few of these other ones. Oh, AOL, the OG, right? You remember? You've got mail. Yeah, and the creaky door opening whenever you were in a chat room and somebody popped in. It was crazy. You got Bing. You've got this new one called DuckDuckGo. I've been seeing a lot about that here lately. You've got Yahoo, and the list goes on and on and on. But you know what? When it comes down to it, we do have the world at our fingertips on our smartphone. And whatever browser you use, you go there, you search. And depends on what you search, what you're going to find. Because just about anything you search, you'll find something about it, right? Yeah, hey, I came across this guy. Now, he is over on TikTok. He goes by the Mindset Mentor. His name is Rob Dial. And he has a little something to say about how our brains work a lot like those search engines. This makes a whole lot of sense. So see if this might impact you today.
If you go into Google and you type, does drinking coffee destroy your vision? All kinds of articles about how coffee is bad for your vision will pop up. If you Google, is coffee good for your vision? All of these articles will pop up about how it is good for your vision. Your brain does the exact same thing. If you think about how you are a failure, all of the examples of how you failed in your life is going to pop up. If you think about how you're going to succeed, all of the different ways in which you could succeed will pop up.
What do you think about that? And as I'm reading down through what he posted on this particular video clip, he said, this is how important shifting your perspective really is. You want to open up the door to success? Well, embracing a positive mindset and focusing on the good is a game changer. When we choose to see challenges as opportunities for growth, setbacks as lessons in disguise, and failures as stepping stones to success, we ignite something powerful within ourselves. Remember, it's not what happens to us, but how we choose to see and use it that shapes our future outcomes. Wow, that is deep, isn't it? Yeah, I hope that touched you today because, wow, well, we do. Our brains, they just kind of hyper-focus on what we're really worried about. So I want to challenge you to think about your successes, to think about all the times that you've won instead of the failures and all the times that you lost, and see if that doesn't fuel you towards success today. Yeah, and I want to hear about it too. When you have a big success, I hope that you'll share it with me because I'll love to learn about it. Maybe even talk about it on the radio. You never know. Here's Mandisa and John Reddick with You Keep Hope Alive right here on The Lifeline on your 88.5 JFM. Thanks so much for hanging out with me and doing life together. It really means a lot. So I don't know if you've heard of this guy before. His name is Jeff Allen, and he is absolutely hilarious. Very, very clean humor. You might see him on some of the dry bar comedy videos. He is so good. And I wanted to share a little something that he had to say recently, and it made me chuckle. See what you think about this.
I believe teenagers are God's revenge on mankind. I really do. I think one day the good Lord was looking down over his creation and said, let's see how they like it to create someone of their own image who denies their existence. Because I have read the Bible more than once, cover to cover, and it never mentions how old the devil was when he rejected God's authority. If I'm guessing an age, I'm saying 16. Devil got his driver's license, drove to Georgia. That's all I know. One heck of a fiddle player, buddy. You can't argue with a 16-year-old. You can't. They have a 3-word vocabulary. That's it. Is a word. You gonna pass your history test? What is it? Is another word. No, you can't spend the night at your friend's house. You flunked the history test. And then that word, whatever. Whatever. Drove me insane. It affected my nerves. Because when it would come out of their mouths, I'd immediately boink them right in the eyes. Whatever. Stop that. Hey, get your little angels ready for therapy. They're going. This is America. Your kid's going to lay on a couch at some point in his life and blame you for everything. You might as well give him reasons going in. Don't stress about it. They're going to do it. I told my kids when they learn to write, when you perceive an injustice in our home, do us all a favor, write it down and date it, and I'll initial it for you. How come? Well, when you're middle-aged, my memory's not so good, we could breeze through the therapeutic process together. I'll just hand that book to the therapist. All that stuff with my initials next to it, I did, and I'll be at the golf course. I don't get it. Where we're at as a nation, we got 40-year-old men calling up their 65-year-old fathers and yelling at them at 2 in the morning and blaming them for all the grief in their life. It may be true. May have had a rotten father, but at this point in his life, what do you expect him to do for you? I got my answer ready. I'm waiting for one of my sons to call me up at 2 in the morning. You ruined my life. All I'm going to say is, whatever.
Now, I want you to stick around because I told you a little bit of a story of this guy. I saw this lady who was really having a hard day behind him in the Burger King drive-thru. Bought her meal. I've got an update to the story.
Somebody to do something that nice for you on that very moment when I thought nothing could make me happy again. It just touched my heart.
An update to a little story I shared with you a while back. You're going to hear all about Calvin and how he changed somebody's life in the Burger King drive-thru. It's a really cool story. I'll share it with you after this. To be the hands and feet of Jesus, to be a vessel he would use to touch this world, that's a huge deal. So I hope that this is your prayer today.
Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true, with thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you.
Now let me tell you about somebody who is being the hands and feet of Jesus in his community as much as he can. Yeah, this guy is a utility worker. His name is Calvin, and he spends probably close to a little more than half of all of his income on others. He gives it away. Yeah, on total strangers. Whether it's buying someone a cup of coffee, buying a shopper's groceries, filling up someone's gas tank, he's always looking for ways to impact the world around him.
You don't never know. You could do something for somebody or talk to someone and you could change their whole situation.
So he's always looking for ways to do that for somebody, to let them know, hey, it's going to be okay. I see you. I appreciate you. And just going out of his way to be nice, to be kind. Well, there was one day that he was in the Burger King drive-thru. He looked in his rearview mirror and he saw this lady in the car behind him. Looked like she was having a really tough time. She was sad and he could tell it. So what did he do? Well, Calvin did what Calvin does. He bought her meal and it really impacted her.
Somebody to do something that nice for you on that very moment when I thought nothing could make me happy again. It just touched my heart.
You see, what you don't know is that lady had just lost her husband of 41 years. She was headed to the funeral that day. And it was just a great touch that Calvin had on her life. So much so that she wouldn't just sit back and take the blessing. No, instead she wanted to run after Calvin and find out more about him. But what exactly did Calvin tell her?
I told her, I said, you may have lost your husband, but you gained a family.
He's just an amazing man. Just an amazing man.
And not only did she track him down, but she made sure to tell all of his bosses what he had done and made sure he got some recognition for it.
He saw that I was upset and showed compassion to a complete stranger.
The Board of Inspectors there in their hometown. So Calvin, well, he's just doing what he does every day. And he doesn't usually get, recognized like this. Sometimes he'll get a thank you. sometimes a smile, and he's not looking for anything in return. But on this particular day, everything lined up just right. We got to learn a little more about what Calvin's been up to. And I don't know, maybe that's you. Maybe you're always looking for ways to improve somebody's day. Maybe you're always looking for ways to impact them, and you do it, but you don't do it for recognition. No, you do it just to be a blessing. You've been blessed, and now you want to be a blessing. I love that. And who knows? You might get a little recognition too. And if that happens, you know what? That's okay. You know why? It's not a point of pride. It's a point of being a role model to other people. Well, Calvin was such a role model in this instance that the lady, she decided that she would start doing a little something like Calvin's been up to.
He has shown me the way. If he can do this, I can do this.
So she is spreading the love as well to complete strangers. Her name is Denise, and she is impacting her world, just one act of kindness at a time. And I love it. I had to share it with you, to inspire you, to let you know there's some really good news out there in this world. As long as I keep finding it, I'll keep bringing it your way, because we got to hear the good stuff, not just the bad stuff, right? But there's one thing that she tells people when she blesses them, and she hopes that it really sticks.
Go spread that joy somewhere, okay?
Now that I've blessed you, you go bless somebody else. Let's pay it forward. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep this thing going. Hey, thanks for hanging out with me here on the Lifeline Morning Show. I love hanging out with you. If you have a really hard time sharing your faith with people, you get really nervous, you don't know what to say, you don't know how to go about doing it, well, can I tell you, we've got some resources for you. If you go to our website, 885jfm.com, and that Dive In tab, you're going to find a thing called Soul Winning Tools. And that's basically just a way of helping you be more confident in sharing your faith with other people. You'll find some really cool resources in English and in Spanish, and we even have a digital way for you to share your faith. Go check it out. I think you're really going to like it. Again, it's 885jfm.com and the Dive In tab under Soul Winning Tools. All right? Sound good? I want to leave you with one final thought today, and it all comes down to the inspiring quote of the day. I started the show off at 6 o'clock with this, and I love that I get to touch it twice because it says something different to me after 4 hours. So here it is. Martha Manning says, "The most ordinary aspects of life offer glimpses of the extraordinary." I love that because in the simple, we find the profound. Now, for me, as a dad, I can tell you I see this all the time when I look at how my daughter, Grace, has changed, how she's grown. From when she was a newborn all the way up until now, she's about to turn 9 years old coming up in December, right? And she has grown so tall and so strong, and I've just watched her grow. And it's amazing to me how the human body can start off so small, yet everything starts to grow and get bigger and bigger until she finally reaches that height that she's going to be, until she finally reaches that maturity, you know? It's crazy to me to think of how complex God made our bodies. Yet for us, it's simple. We live in them every single day. We take it for granted lots of times. So I want you to find the extraordinary in the ordinary today. Find the things that you take for granted and look a little deeper. Find the value in them. And then thank God for placing that in your life, because it's a big deal. He didn't have to, but he did. He put that in your life. That's a pretty big deal. All right, that's going to wrap it up for me. See you tomorrow right here from 6 to 10 for another Lifeline Morning Show. And remember, you can catch today's show, all the talking segments, as a podcast over on Spotify. Just type in Lifeline Morning Show podcast. It'll also be at the top of our website in the Lifeline Podcast tab on the main menu. Here's Rachel Lampa with Somebody to You, right here on your 88.5 JFM, making your day better. Now keep it locked in here, and if you have to step away from your radio, stream us at 885jfm.com.